This video will help the seller or purchaser of a restaurant understand the legal issues involved in the process. Whether you are a buyer or seller of a restaurant, you should be represented by your own lawyer. The broker and neutral closing lawyer is not obligated to protect your specific interests. Most restaurant sales are asset purchases, meaning the buyer is not acquiring the corporation or the LLC that owns the restaurant. The asset purchase helps the buyer avoid liability for most of the debts or lawsuits related to the restaurant. In a small minority of cases, the buyer may prefer to purchase the corporation or the LLC. Your lawyer can help you make that determination. Before the seller allows the buyer to review documents and financial records, the buyer should sign a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA. The seller must provide accurate and complete business records in order to avoid a legal claim of fraudulent inducement into the purchase. The buyer needs to thoroughly examine everything about the business, including the financial records, the corporate documents, the lease, and all acquired assets necessary to make the restaurant a success. The lease is often the most valuable asset of a restaurant. The buyer's lawyer should review the lease to be sure it is assignable and is not currently in default. Often a buyer will enter into a new lease. Approval of the landlord and proper assignment of the lease is essential. The parties need to produce a joint list of assets to be conveyed, which may include the restaurant name, the telephone numbers, the website, fixtures, decor items, and maybe even kitchen knives. In some cases, key employees are approached, such as a chef, before the sale to assure that they will work for the new owner. The buyer's lawyer should prepare the purchase agreement to fully protect the buyer and should include non-competes, non-solicitation of key employees, and other protections. Often the seller is obligated to help with the transition and may even be required to work for a period of time at the restaurant. As part of the due diligence, the buyer should obtain a lien judgment and public record search report to be sure there are no liens on the assets. The buyer needs to investigate the liquor license and perhaps even apply for a new ABC license before closing so that it can serve alcohol immediately after the sale. I recommend that the buyer spend significant time at the restaurant observing the operations of the restaurant to see how it functions and to compare the sales receipts against the claimed income. Buyers often hire a CPA or accountant to examine the business records and the tax returns. I hope this summary was useful to you. Please consider using our law firm if you are selling or purchasing a restaurant or other business. We may be reached at 703-273-1400 or visit our website at gross.com.